Hey, what's happening, guys? Today is Labor Day here in the United States of America, although by the time you watch this video, Labor Day will probably be over. But hope you guys had a great summer. I know I had a good one, other than the kidney stones, but it was still a nice summer. Now it's football season. We're ready to start watching the Steelers go to number 7 Super Bowl. Win their 7th Super Bowl. They've been to 7. Been to 8, I think. Anyway, we're going to build a kit today. This is a DIY retro game kit, and this is from a rather new company called CircuitPop. And they contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested in reviewing a couple of their things. I said, well, send me some kits and I'll put them together and we'll have some fun. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build this kit, which uses an STC microprocessor. And let's take a look at their website over here on the computer. Then we'll come back and get started building. Here's CircuitPop's website. And like I said, they're a rather new company. And they've got a bunch of neat products. If we come down here and look at some of the kits, you can see the ones that they sent me. Here is electronic DIY clock kit, and here is the dot matrix portable video game, and here is the OLED watch. I mean, if you are a nerd, this is probably the ultimate in nerdware, your own OLED watch. That's pretty cool. So, you know, the prices seem pretty reasonable. They're shipping from China. And besides kits, I mean, they do have some other stuff here. That's a good price on a gigantic breadboard like that. Those are pretty cool. You know, they got some multimeters, something like this, portable PCB holder. Those are great if you're building a lot of stuff like that. So let's see what else they got on here. More multimeters. It's a little pricey on the Handtech. I think they also got, I see I have components here as well. Yeah, got some neat stuff. Alright, enough of looking at this. I'll put a link to this website down below so you can check it out. Let's go build a kit. Alright, let's get everything out of the package here. Our microprocessor. Assembly link. That may come in useful. Here's the board. Wow, that is a really nicely designed looking board there. Yeah, I'm not sure why they got this white solder mask down here, but pretty cool. It's got 4 games: Rack, Snake, Tetris, and Shot. Okay. Oh, I was going to say, am I missing something? But no, there are the LEDs. So good. Alright. Let's get our components out here because there's really not a lot. This is all done in the microprocessor. So we've got a USB mini here. Goes down there. We've got 4 tactile switches that go there. We've got a couple other tactile switches that go over there. We've got a power switch. Not quite sure where it goes yet, but we'll figure that out. We've got a little piezo sounder. And then we got this stuff here. So give me a second to get everything ready and we'll start putting this bad boy together. Right, where should we get started? Probably not with bus wire. Made that mistake before. Let's get some solder. I guess we can start with something simple. That's probably the best way to get started with any project. So, get the soldering iron out here. This little blob of solder on the end to tin her up and clean her off, so we're good to go. So I think starting simple, we can start with the switches. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Boom, just like that. The holes are large, so we're going to use the little trick here to solder one leg first. Let it cool. Make sure that everything is in place. Then we'll solder the other leg, or the other legs rather. Just make sure that your solder covers the whole pad, and you get that little mountain shape. Otherwise, somebody may come on your YouTube channel and tell you solder like an amateur, even though you've been soldering for over 40 years. Oops, that ain't right. You could use a little piece of tape to hold these in place, or like one of my favorite YouTubers, Julian Eilert, does, uses that blue tack. But I find if you just get one nice and soldered and make sure that it's where you want it, you'll be good to go. So the news today on Hurricane Dorian, and this is of course Monday, 2nd of September 2019, is that Hurricane Dorian is expected to turn east and head back out to the sea. I really hope that it does. And my heart really goes out to the people of the Bahamas who were basically wiped out by this hurricane. From what I've read and seen, they said this is the strongest hurricane since 1935. Yeah, looking pretty good there. Now, from what I have seen so far with this kit, if you've got children that you want to get into electronics and kit building, this might be an excellent kit to get started with. It's super simple. Okay, now see how that one is not sitting flush? That's why I do one leg at a time. Now all I have to do is heat that leg up, push it in where I want it with my finger, let it cool, and everything is good. When you start seeing a little buildup, clean off your iron. A little tip of solder just for thermal transfer. Get it on there like that. We got one more switch. And we'll be about 25% done with this. This is going to be a quick kit. Other than building that acrylic case, I I have never had much luck at peeling the paper off those acrylic things. Kind of drives me crazy too. Alright. Pretty good. Let's put in the USB port. Okay, that one's not going to stay. Simple alligator clip. Now these are going to be a little bit harder to solder. You want to make sure you've got an iron that can consistently put out some heat, because these big pads here are going to suck up a lot of heat, and so is that metal USB jack. We're going to act like big heat sinks. So we definitely want to put on a good deal of solder and then just hold it there for a couple of seconds until the entire pad is covered. Okay. Now we got to get those other little teeny tiny pins. Let's zoom in here. You have to be careful here that you don't create any solder bridges. And my eyesight is just barely good enough for this. In fact, I may end up having to get magnifier just to take a look and make sure that I got all that right. Alright, next up, we can put in this guy. Once again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and use this little clip to hold it in place. I only need it to hold it in place for one of these, okay? So once I get one of them soldered, take the clip off, flip it over, make sure it's where I want it. Me about the logo on my PCBs, it's the bear. They said, is that a nickname? Yes, it is a nickname. When I was young and dumb and in my 20s, I was home from the Navy on a break. A friend of mine said, hey, there's a guy down the river that's got a pet bear. You can wrestle it. Okay. Sounds like fun. So I went down the river and I wrestled that bear. Like I was saying, wrestled that bear is a very optimistic way of looking at it. Basically, I got into the bear's enclosure, approached the bear. The bear reached out one of his giant bear hands, knocked me over, and threw me around, sat on me, licked me, chomped on me a little bit. Then it was done, and it went and had a snack. It was fun. I got my ass thoroughly handed to me by a little black bear, and it was one of the most fun things I have ever done in my life, so yeah, I'd do it again. That's how you know you're stupid, right? Okay. Got a little switch here. Alright, for this one, I'll just put the clip on it again. It should work alright. bend any of them pins. Clean off my iron. So was that the dumbest thing I did in my youth? Not even close. Probably the most testosterone-fueled thing I did. Definitely not the dumbest. Someday I'll tell you about when I was really young, 6th grade I believe, and damn near electrocuted myself. I highly consider that the dumbest thing I ever did in my youth. Oh, what the hell. We're all friends here. I got time, right? We're just sitting here soldering up a game. We were learning about electromagnets in school. So it was, we got some wire, D-cell battery, and you wrap the wire around the battery, around a nail, you attach it to the battery, boom, you got an electromagnet. Well, on Saturday mornings I used to go down into the basement of our house where my dad had his workshop, and I would play around with his tools and stuff, usually taking them apart and angering him to no end. Well, today I thought I'm going to make an electromagnet just like I had learned in school. Okay, simple enough, right? Well, I thought if a D-cell battery makes a okay little electromagnet, I didn't know what the battery or the voltage of a D-cell was at that time, Well then, whatever comes out of the wall will make an even better electromagnet. So I got one of my dad's extension cords. I stripped the ends of it off. I found a giant, like, roofing nail type thing, and I proceeded to wrap both wires around it, thoroughly shorting it out, which I then plugged into an outlet while holding it. Thankfully, I was holding it by the wires, the insulated part of the wires, not the bare part of the wires. And, within a microsecond of plugging it in, the short blew the breaker. There were many sparks, some smoke, and I believe I was left standing there looking like Wile E. Coyote after a particularly bad attempt at catching the Roadrunner. Yeah. Needless to say, my dad wasn't happy. I believe our soldering is done. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, I'm not gonna wire up the battery for just this moment. See how those pins are kind of splayed? They make tools for this. In the home shop, in the hobby shop. You don't really need them. Just bend them on your bench. Make sure you got everything lined up as best you can. You'll be able to tell they'll want to go in, you know? When you can feel it want to go in, then you've got them at the right angle. Yeah, see, now it wants to go in. All pins are in. Alright. Let me get out the base. Alright. You know what? If I was doing this for like a living, I would test this before I put it all together. Because that is the smart thing to do. However, as should be evidenced by my story of wrestling a bear just for the fun of it, I have never been accused of doing the smart thing. So, we're going to live dangerously and put it together. Alright, now listen. All of you, remember, red is the OK, blue is the reset. You have to remember this because I won't. Alright? Promise you, I will forget it right quick. Okay, so I do believe that is the bottom, because that kind of wants to, oh, how about that? Snapped in real nice. That kind of wants to go there, like so. And then we have a side plate here. Come in. One in the hole. Yeah, these acrylic things can be a bit of a challenge. Ay, caramba. Alright, maybe we assemble it from the bottom. So, top. That goes over there because it's got the switch part.
The Nintendo Switch includes Toshiba THGBMHG8C True Dale 32GB SEMP non-flash IC.
Echo.
Samsung P4.
Stop. I apologize. Sometimes she just starts talking for no reason whatsoever. And similar to my ex-wife, I have no control over it. That took way longer than it should have, but I don't have the patience for building really touchy things like that. So I'm definitely not saying that that's a fault of the kid. I'm saying that's a fault of the assembler, the builder. That would be me. So, plug it in. I've got a power bank here. Hit the switch. Hey, how about that? Oh, it's like a Space Invaders. How cool. Oh, it's not drawing enough current for the power bank. Anyway, it works obviously. I'll plug it back in. Hell yeah, that's alright. Took me about 20 minutes to put it together. Another 20 minutes to build the case. This will be a great first kit for somebody who wants to get into electronics and gaming. I didn't put in the battery pack. I like it. I'd give it a thumbs up. If you guys like this video, why don't you give me a thumbs up? Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to CircuitPop for sending this out. Big thanks to you for watching. Even bigger thanks to my patrons for keeping this channel alive. That's it. I'm out. Peace.